Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls. When we last left off I had just taken out Sif, allowing me to get the Covenant of Artorias and allowing me to take on the Four Kings. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do this episode.
Damn, that stench. And I was really beginning to like it here. Maybe it's time I do something about it.
Now that he starts saying that, if I go down to New Londo, which is just, you go below Fire Link and you go down to this lift. And as we come into New Londo Ruins, yep, there we go, we will find the crestfallen warrior has in fact hollowed, and he is now attacking us. I'll just parry him and put him out of his misery. Oh, except I won't, because technically I suppose he'll just come back. Now, when you come over here, what you want to do is you want to break this this big vase, I suppose it is, that's got the undead in. And you want to pick up the transient curses that it drops. Because what a transient curse allows you to do is it allows engagement with ghosts. So yeah, that will be useful when we have to take on ghosts, which is right now. So I'm going to use one of those curses. Because, yeah, New Londo is, it's ghosts, basically. It's ghosts everywhere. And actually I've just realised that I want to put on my gold serpent ring to increase my item drop. Because there is a limited number of transient curses, and they wear off. You only get 4, or you can only find 4, but they do drop off ghosts. So I find the best way to do is to put my gold serpent ring on and get them to drop. Now if you walk across here, you can get a Firekeeper soul. So I can get my Estus up again now. But you've got to be careful, because you may just be able to see that I am actually just walking on a narrow bridge. And if I walk off the edge of that and go into the water, it's just deep water and I just fall in and die. And basically, your best bet in this area is to keep moving as much as possible. Slowing down for too long just allows for the ghosts to gang up on you, because I don't think there's a limit to the number there can be. I think they just constantly respawn. But occasionally you are going to have to stop, temporarily at least, to try and take out a few of them. But as long as you keep moving, you should be alright. I've not taken too much damage, and I'm nearly through. Probably about halfway through this area maybe, but the most frustrating area is still to come. I can kick down this ladder. I believe that makes a shortcut. I've never actually used it, because I've never actually died here. I've died at a later stage from the ghosts, but I've not died this early. But what you want to do is you want to come in here and go to the right first, actually. And then go through this room into here. You want to kill her as quickly as possible, ideally. Because if she screams, she attracts a load of ghosts. That's a lot of ghosts. Oh god, they're in the floor. They're in the floor, attacking me in the floor. Swing up. I can't hit that damn ghost. Come down here. Seriously, come down a bit. Otherwise, neither of us are going to hit each other. For God's sakes, really? Come on. Right, that should be low. There we go. Right, kill you. Oh, you're not dead. What? There was 2 of them, apparently, and they must have been in, like, exactly the same position. Oh my god, seriously, for fuck's sakes. Come low enough for me to hit you. Right. There we go. Pick up those transient cases and get up here. And the issue why I was so desperate to kill those ghosts is because they go through walls. They can quite easily attack you while you're trying to ascend this ladder and you are defenseless, basically. But once you've got up here, you want to find this guy, and his name is Ingward. And he will tell us that he guards the key to the seal. Now, the seal is what holds the water in, because basically I'll summarise what he was saying there. This place, New Londo, was flooded. Now, it was flooded because a group called the Dark Wraiths learned of a power that allowed them to suck humanity from other humans. This allowed them to become insanely dangerous. So it was decided that they would flood the area and sacrifice the needs of the few for the needs of the many. And what I've just got off Ingward then was the key. Now the key basically is to the floodgates, and if I open them, the water will drain out. The only issue is the Dark Wraiths are still there, because they were undead, so they will have survived, even though they have been submerged for so long. So I'm going to have to take them on. But yeah, if I push this here, this will open the gates and drain the water out into the Valley of the Drakes. One thing that's always puzzled me about this area, however, is I don't know how they got the water in. Getting the water out makes sense because it's a high area that's next to a valley, so it's just like you just remove the thing that's blocking the water and it flows out. I just don't know how they got it in. Now, this isn't necessarily the best way to do this, but the way I like to do it is this, which is once I have opened up the seal and drained the water, I like to leave. I like to homeward bone back out and go back to the start of New Londo, because there is actually a shortcut that gets you about halfway through the remainder of New Londo. And instead of fighting, I believe there are 10 Dark Wraiths in the area, because I have farmed this area for a bit, because Dark Wraiths drop Titanite chunks, so that's pretty useful for levelling up things that just level up in the standard way through Titanite. So my armour would require Titanite chunks now, so I could farm to get my armour up more. But to be fair, in the state it's in now, it's probably easily good enough to deal with the rest of the game. But I believe there are 10 Dark Wraiths, and if you take this shortcut that I'm going to take now, it allows you to skip 6 of them. And what that shortcut is it's just to run. Now my transient case has run out. That's because I went back to the bonfire. Now you can see that your transient case is still active because there will be sort of a white glow coming from you. So if that goes out, that means your transient case has stopped working and you need to either use another one, or if you haven't got any more, get out of there. But over here is where the second pot is that contains another undead, and if you pillage him, he has another 2 transient cases. And once you've done with him, you want to roll and drop down here, because this is the shortcut that takes you through most of New Londo. And if I come round here, we will see our first Dark Wraith. Now they have a weapon called the Dark Hand equipped on their left hand, and that allows them to create the shield that he sort of did very briefly there. He created a black shield, and that will stop pretty much every attack, I think. And the other thing he can do is he can do what he also started doing then, which is he can create if a red glow starts coming from his hand, you want to move the hell away. Because what he will do is he will grab you, and if he grabs you, he will drain humanity from you. Because that's what they do, the Dark Wraiths. As I said, they drain humanity. And I've got a ghost coming down here. I'd like to take care of these Dark Wraiths before the ghost got near enough to cause me any issues. There we go. Now all we've got left is maybe some ghosts and this guy. And this guy is particularly annoying. I don't even know what he's called, what sort of enemy he is, but he has these floating heads, which we will be seeing more of later, because they actually appear in another area as well. Oh god damn it, I've been grabbed by a ghost that was inside him, so I couldn't fucking see it. Right, you die. Oh god, this is going poorly. I've never had this many ghosts attack me in this area. I've had a couple come and attack me, but I've never had like 4 or 5. They seem to be following him round and avoiding, like sort of sticking inside this guy so I can't see them. But these guys don't respawn, so once I've killed this guy, if I die here and have to come back, he won't be here. So that's something at least. And then there's a chest over here which contains Titanite chunk? Yes, Titanite chunk. And then once you're out here, there shouldn't be any more ghosts to deal with, it should just be this guy. This one last Dark Wraith. So let's try and lure him out so I can get in behind him a bit easier. Oh, he got his shield up. And then hit me. Damn it. Right. This isn't ideal, because I've had to use 4 Estus to get here. But it could be worse. But here is the boss fight. Here is where you find the 4 kings. What you want to do is you immediately want to get the Covenant of Artorias on. And you can just jump down the gap in the middle, because the boss area is actually, you just drop into the hole. But I've tried dropping down from the top, and every time I've done it I've ended up clipping one of these ledges that sticks out and just dying from the fall damage, so I prefer to just play it safe, because you can just leg it down these stairs and eventually you will get to the bottom. And then you just run off the edge. And as long as you're wearing the Covenant of Artorias, this will happen. If you're not, then you die. So make sure you're wearing that ring. Immediately the 4 kings boss fight will start now, and I need to locate them as quickly as possible because they will spawn on a timed basis. Now, I know it's called the 4 kings, but there can be more if you're slow to defeat them. But what you want to do is you want to just wail away at them with a powerful weapon, like I'm doing now, and try and do as much damage as possible. Now, they are doing slight chip damage to me because he has dark magic, or whatever it's called. I think it is dark, is it? I'm not even sure, it might be the occult on his blade, so he's doing chip damage to me. So I've got to be careful about that. And a second one has spawned, so I would really appreciate it if I could take this guy out, like, right now. Oh, I'm not doing bad. I'm not doing badly. I am doing badly. Right. Oh god, that was a bad time to heal. That was a very bad time to try and heal. Right, get in there and get behind him so I can heal again. Right, heal, heal, heal. There we go, right. Start laying in some damage on this guy. Now they do have cumulative... Oh my god, has the next one spawned already? Oh god, I've been caught in the fucking... Oh, I was distracted by the next one spawning. Oh god, this is going badly. I'm not doing enough damage to him. Oh god, what's that? I have not seen that attack before. Oh god, get in, get away from that thing. Basically, they have cumulative damage, so there may be less than 4 if you can deal enough damage to them, but there may be more than 4 if you don't deal enough damage to them. And I'm not dealing enough damage to them, so I wouldn't be surprised if there did end up being more than 4 here, but I don't know if I'm going to see them, because I'm probably going to be dead, since that was my last Estus flask. I am over halfway, but there is 2 spawned. There's already 2 of them. there are already 2 kings. This is the worst I've done at this boss fight. And I have done this boss fight this early before. I have done this method of doing it before any other of the final bosses. Come on, please kill him. Please kill him. Right. Okay. I can still do this. I can still do this. Oh god. Not if I start getting hit by this guy, though. Come on. A few more hits. I don't even need to finish this guy's life bar off. I just need to finish the life bar off on the bottom. 2 more hits. No. It's not going to be 2 more. It's going to be 1 more. 3 more, even. Come on! 1 more goddamn hit! Yes! Oh god. Oh, he was so close to pulling off his AoE attack that would have probably killed me then. Oh god. Oh, right. So what we got from that battle is we got the bequeathed soul shards. The bequeathed Lord soul shards, actually, technically. And if I look at that item, it will tell us that it was the soul of one of the 4 kings who fell to the dark, a fragment of a Lord soul discovered at the dawn of the Age of Fire. Lord Gwyn recognised the foresight of these 4 great leaders of New Londo, and granted them their ranks and the fragments of a great soul. Apparently I can't read anymore. Although this is not a full Lord soul, it can still satiate the Lord vessel. And that's basically what we're doing here. We are picking up the souls needed to satiate the Lord vessel, which is the 4 soul. It is the soul of the Witches of Izalith. Let me think before I say this. It is the soul of the Witches of Izalith that they got at the start. It is the soul of Gravelord Nito. And it is the 2 bequeathed parts of Lord Gwyn's soul. 1 part that he gave to the 4 kings, and 1 part that he gave to Seath the Scaleless, the dragon who betrayed his own. I can level up 4 times here, that's pretty good. I'm going to put 1 in strength as well, so I'm doing more damage. But basically, if you have done this before you've placed the Lord Vessel at Firelink Altar, this guy will show up. This guy is Darkstalker Karth.
Greetings, undead warrior. I am the primordial serpent, Darkstalker Karth. I can guide thee and illuminate the truth. The truth I shall share without sentiment. After the advent of fire, the ancient lords found the 3 souls, but your progenitor found a 4th, unique soul, the dark soul.
So that was the furtive pygmy.
Your ancestor claimed the dark souls and waited for fire to subside, and soon the flames did fade, and only dark remained. Thus began the Age of Men, the Age of Dark. However, Lord Gwyn clinging to his...
So yeah, basically he tells us that we are each... I'm going to say no to him, because I don't want to... I don't want to do his one. I want to do the one for Frampt for this playthrough. Because basically you get a choice. And he just explains that to you. He tells you that basically humans were created from the Dark Soul. That's why, as I've said before, the sprite of humanity is the black sort of silhouette. Because humans were created from the Dark Soul. And there's a bit of the Dark Soul in every human. And what he's saying is that because of this, dark is man's friend. And that by... Lord Gwyn didn't like the dark, so what he wanted to do was he just wanted to continue the Age of Light. So he claims that Lord Gwyn has hidden our true purpose so that we continue to continue his Age of Fire. We cast ourselves into the flames and continue the Age of Fire. Whereas Karth said that what we should do is we should give up on the Age of Fire and we should become the Dark Lords. And now this guy will take us to Filing altar. And the way he does that is he eats us, basically. Yeah, lovely. But as I was saying, yeah, Karth basically tells us that Lord Gwyn is supposedly tricking us into continuing the Age of Fire, and that Frampt is lying to us. And while that may be true, I don't think it's entirely possible that you can believe everything Frampt says as well. I think they're both liars, and neither ending is particularly good, so I'm just going to go for the standard one that most people get, because most people don't actually realise that there is another ending. But after Frampt has brought us here, we will place the Lord Vessel down. One thing I will note about this is that the Lord Vessel is absolutely huge, and I have no idea how we've been carrying that around with us. But there we go, we have placed the Lord Vessel down. And now the Lord Vessel, we need to satiate it with the souls. And as I said before, it is the soul that you get from beating the Four Kings, the Witches of Izalith, Gravelord Nito, and Seath the Scaleless. All characters that we saw from the start of the game, except for the Four Kings. I don't know why the Four Kings aren't mentioned in the intro cutscene, because it seems like it would make sense to have them mentioned, since they have one of the souls that you need to complete the game. But what I would suggest you do is I would suggest as soon as you get a Lord Soul, you go and put it in the Lord Vessel. There's no real massive benefit to this in terms of you can just keep hold of them, you won't lose them, and then just put them in once you get all of them. But one thing people don't know, right, he will tell us here that what we need to do is we need to find Gwyn, Gravelord Nito, the Witches of Izalith, and the Four Kings. Because he doesn't know we've killed the Four Kings, but if we'd have sided with Karth and he'd have brought us here, he wouldn't have told us to kill the Four Kings, because we had to kill the Four Kings to find Karth. But I've never done this before, because I've just waited until right at the end to put all the souls into the Lord Vessel once I've got them all. But I have been told that if you put one soul into the Lord Vessel, and then you go and speak to the Firekeeper underneath Filing Shrine, something good will happen.
That you have agreed. Fine, I'm...
There we go. I think that did happen, because I heard the sound of a bonfire sort of kindling, so... Yep, there we go. She's kindled this bonfire, so now holds 20. That's very useful. I should do that more often. So yeah, if you put one soul into the Lord Vessel and speak to her, she will kindle this bonfire to plus 20, which is really great. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to get to the next area that I'm going to do, which is going to be a completely optional area called the Painted World. And to get there, you will want to go to the Londo bonfire. And you will want to come down here. As it's as though you were going back into the cathedral. Is it a cathedral? No, the cathedral's the main bit, I think. You want to come down here so that you can reach the area where the Painted Guardians were. Sorry, not Painted Guardians, Painting Guardians. Because, unsurprisingly, the Painting Guardians are guarding... they're guarding a painting. No massive surprises there. So what you want to do is you want to come over here and you want to push this down again. So, anti-clockwise that is, you want to push it so that it'll go lower, and this will take you to the entrance to the floor of this building. So here we are. Unfortunately there's a load of these guys around here, so you've got to be careful because they will swarm you, and they do also have ranged attacks. I say swarm you. It's not really a swarm when there's only like 3, but you just got to be careful of the ones that have ranged attacks firing at you from afar. Like that. While you're dealing with other ones. Oh. They dodged out the way. I haven't got enough stamina left. Just die. Come on. Seriously. Okay. Go around this side, because that seems to be where the next one is. Oh god, there's one here. Should probably chuck an Estus, because I'm not doing too well at this point. Right, there's 3 there. Are they all going to come after me? Maybe. If I get around this pillar, those can't throw stuff at me at least. Right, you're dead. You're both dead. Awesome. Now, if you knocked this down when you were coming across the rafters before, much earlier on, you can get Great Magic Weapon Sorcery, which is pretty good, I believe, if you're going for sorcery, which I'm not, and I've never done that on... I've not done sorcery on Dark Souls 1, so I don't know what it's like, actually. I've done sorcery on Dark Souls 2, and it was alright. Now, unfortunately, over here, what we find is we find the Black Iron set, and that basically suggests to us that this is Tarkus. And the generally accepted theory is that he took the same route as you did into Londo, and that's why the window was broken, because he broke it. But he fell from the rafters, and the Painting Guardians dragged his corpse over into the corner out the way. It's a bit of a sad end for Tarkus, really. But once you've done that, you can come over to this painting here. And provided you have the peculiar doll from the Undead Asylum, this will happen. And there we go. We've been dragged into the painted world of Ariamis. And one thing I will point out about this area is that you cannot leave until you've completed it. I just realised I've still got the Covenant of Artorias on. I'll put the Ring of Steel protection on instead. You cannot leave until you've completed this area. Now that does not mean beating the boss, because you can reach the boss and just leave without fighting her. It is an option, and then you can come back later and fight her if you want. But I'm just going to go through and fight her now while I'm here. So, since I can't leave until I complete the Painted World, that's what the next part is going to be. The Painted World. So I'll see you then.